Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Friday's explosive cliff, Hanger Lulu Spencer wakes up. General Hospital, GH. Spoilers note that it's been an emotional week in the land of Port Charles. Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, shockingly passed away during the Wednesday, October 30 episode of the soap. One moment she was laughing with her mom, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, happily announcing to her that she had gotten engaged to Dante Falconeri, Dominic Samprogna, and the next she was gone. The Thursday, October 31 episode was intense to say the least, when Alexis, who was in complete denial about her daughter's passing at first, had to say goodbye to her eldest child. There were also some heartwarming scenes and a video montage of Jason's love story as Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, bid farewell to one of the greatest loves of his life. Sadly, Thursday's show ended with Alexis wanting answers for Sam's passing from Hospital Chief of Staff Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, as Dante and Rocco Falconeri. Francis Fincare walked off the hospital elevator. Unfortunately, Dante and his son learned about Sam's passing in the worst possible way. News will spread about Sam's passing during the Friday, November 1 show, and the entire town will be completely caught off guard by what transpired. After all, no one was overly concerned about Sam's prognosis after the surgery. As Alexis pointed out, Sam cleared all the hospital's tests and was a healthy donor. Everyone was more concerned about Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, pulling through. Dante and Rocco will feel terribly guilty over what's happened to Sam, even though it's not their fault. Still, during the GH preview for Friday's episode, a clip is shown of Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, walking into the hospital with a concerned look on her face as she asks, "Is it Lulu?" Someone might be talking about a patient death, and Laura may assume it's about her daughter. Still, as GH loves nothing more than a Greek tragedy storyline, and it's officially November sweeps month, so could Lulu wake up at the close of Friday's show? Sam passing away, only for Lulu to miraculously wake up from her coma, right after the fact would create a tsunami of messy emotions for Dante, Rocco, as well as Laura. There would be mixed emotions from other key players in Port Charles too, like Alexis and Sam's kids, Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinant, and Danny Morgan, Asher Antonisen. General Hospital spoilers hint at a bumpy ride of ups and downs as the residents of the little town mourn the loss of a loved one, but also celebrate the awakening of a beloved mother, daughter, sister, and friend they have missed dearly. As the bustling halls of General Hospital echoed with hurried footsteps and anxious whispers, an electrified tension enveloped the entire staff. The Spencer family, rooted in Port Charles' complex web of history and drama, was on the brink of an emotional whirlwind. For months, friends and family had visited Lulu Spencer's room, keeping vigil by her bedside, watching for the smallest flicker of movement or glimmer of response. And now, as Friday's morning light sliced through the half-open blinds of her sterile room, change loomed on the horizon. Dante Falconeri leaned against the frame of the doorway, his dark eyes fixed on Lulu's peaceful, unmoving face. He ran a hand through his disheveled hair, every muscle in his body taut with anticipation. Just last week, Laura Collins, Lulu's ever-resilient mother, had reported feeling a gentle squeeze from her daughter's hand. Yet the doctors called it a reflex, an accidental spasm, a cruel tease to a mother's hope. But today, Dante felt it in the air, a shift, almost imperceptible, that hummed with the possibility of something miraculous. Beside Dante, Laura stood with her hands clasped tightly in front of her. The matriarch of the Spencer clan, she was the embodiment of hope and strength. Her blue eyes glistened with unshed tears as she turned to Dante and whispered, "She's ready, I know she is. Today is different." Before he could respond, the hospital room was filled with a sudden cacophony. Dr. Kevin Collins, Laura's husband and Port Charles' renowned psychiatrist, pushed through the small crowd that had gathered. His brow was furrowed, but there was a flicker of belief behind his professional demeanor. The recent whispers around General Hospital, fueled by the ambitious Dr. Austin Gatlin Holt and his controversial treatment ideas, had ignited hope for the seemingly unreachable Lulu's full recovery. Just then, a quiet sound sliced through the chatter like a knife. It was a breath, a gasp, a sharp, sudden intake that froze the room in its tracks. Lulu's eyelids fluttered as if the weight of 1,000 dreams kept them pressed closed. The monitor to her right beeped frantically, signaling changes that made Elizabeth Weaver, standing nearby with a hand pressed to her mouth, step closer with bated breath. Dante moved instinctively, closing the distance between himself and the bed in a heartbeat. He bent down, his voice shaking with hope. "Lulu? It's me. It's Dante. Can you hear me?" A moment passed that felt like an eternity. Then, in a soft hoarse whisper, the words they had all been waiting to hear finally emerged. "Dante?" Gasps and sobs erupted. Laura, unable to hold back, clutched her daughter's hand and wept openly, her tears soaking the thin hospital blanket. The tension broke like a dam, flooding the room with relief, joy, and disbelief. "She's awake," Kevin murmured, awe painting his voice. After all this time, she's finally awake. The buzz reached the hospital corridor, where Maxie Jones, Lulu's best friend, had just stepped off the elevator, holding a stack of baby clothes she intended to donate. She froze mid-stride as she saw Anna Devane hurrying past, her face set with determination. "Anna, what's going on?" Maxie asked, a shiver running down her spine. "It's Lulu," Anna said, pausing for the briefest of seconds before dashing to catch up with the commotion. "She's awake." Maxie felt the room spin. The air crackled with anticipation as she rushed toward Lulu's room, her eyes wide with disbelief. Memories of shared laughter, tears, and adventures with Lulu came rushing back, threatening to undo her composure. Back in the room, Lulu's eyes darted around, familiar faces blurring as tears clouded her vision. She reached out with trembling fingers and found Dante's hand. The warmth, the reality of his touch, anchored her in a world she thought she might never see again. "Where am I?" she rasped, the strength of her voice still finding its footing. Dante swallowed hard, squeezing her hand as if afraid she might slip away again. "You're at General Hospital. You've been unconscious for a while, Lulu. But you're here now, and that's what matters." Laura brushed a strand of Lulu's hair back and whispered, "You've come back to us, sweetheart." As the minutes ticked by, the crowd of familiar faces at the door grew. Sam McCall, with worry etched across her brow, stepped in just enough to catch Lulu's eye and offer a soft smile. She exchanged a glance with Dante, silently promising her support as a friend and confidant. Lulu shifted in her bed, a jolt of sudden realization washing over her. Memories, fragmented but powerful, came rushing back in a tide. She remembered the explosion, the suffocating darkness, the last moments of chaos before everything went blank. And then, out of nowhere, a voice, haunting, angry, cold. It whispered something that now sent a shiver down her spine. "It's only the beginning." Her eyes widened, and she gripped Dante's arm with surprising strength. "Dante, we're not safe. There's more," she gasped out before a painful coughing fit seized her. Kevin immediately moved to her side, easing her into a calmer state. But Dante's expression darkened as he processed her words. More danger. Had Lulu, even while unconscious, known something that could shake their already unstable world? Laura's expression shifted from joy to a subtle shadow of worry. The hospital may have witnessed Lulu's awakening, but it seemed that whatever storm had put her in that bed might not be over. The room stilled once more, this time under the weight of new dread. As the Friday sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and red, Port Charles stood on the brink of another storm. This time, with Lulu Spencer at its center, alive, awake, and bearing secrets that could alter the lives of those she loved and feared for in equal measure.